Tara Welsh, Sarah Spite, Molly Terry, Jessica Levy, Melanie Tony, Isaac Gomez. They will be followed by Aaron Adwell, Karen Oliver, Kate Caldwell, Carolyn Cremona, Christine Andrea Nelson, Gina Calabrese. Tara Welch. Tara Welch will be shown registering a position in opposition to the bill instead of wishing to provide oral testimony. Sarah Spites will be shown registering a position in opposition to the bill instead of wishing to provide oral testimony. Molly Terry.
That's me.
Go ahead.
I would first like to thank everybody on the committee for staying late enough to let me finally speak. I've been trying to say this for 3 weeks now. My name is Molly Terry. I am representing myself, and I am in opposition to Senate Bill 1. Those who seek to pass Senate Bill 1 are doing so by creating a false narrative that abortions in the state of Texas are dangerous and are performed in unsafe or dirty conditions. This is not true. The risk of injury because of abortion in the state of Texas is 0.3%. Abortions are the most highly regulated procedure in the state of Texas, to the point that in the past 5 years, dozens of bills designed to limit, restrict, and regulate the procedure have been introduced into the Texas legislature. That includes 49 bills since January and 12 bills this session alone. Because of the 2011 budget cuts to the Women's Health Program, 53 women's health clinics closed. Senate Bill 1 threatens 37 more clinics, 26 of which do not perform surgical abortions. That is a grand total of 90 women's health clinics closing across the state of Texas in only 4 years. Because of these restrictions, there is a growing trend of South Texas women going to Mexico to seek abortions because restrictions have closed access within their own communities. Abortions in Mexico are illegal, yet women are going over the border to obtain ulcer medication in order to self-induce. This is a disturbing trend that mimics policies before Roe v. Wade, and Senate Bill 1 will, without a doubt, increase the number of women who seek alternative routes to abortion, including what we are seeing in South Texas. There has been a lot of false testimony regarding Planned Parenthood. I would like to remind the committee that Planned Parenthood is a nonprofit organization, and only 3% of what they do is related to abortion. Thank you.
Thank you. Jessica Levy, go ahead.
First, I do want to thank you, Chair and committee, for staying to hear our voices and our testimony tonight. My name is Jessica Levy. I'm from Grand Prairie, and I'm a constituent of Senator Brian Birdwell. I'm here today to testify against Senate Bill 1. I'm a mom, a teacher, a wife, and I vote. My greatest concerns with this bill come on two fronts. Is that one, it deprives Texas women access to safe, high-quality health care, and that this bill infringes on the constitutional rights granted to Texas women by the U.S. Supreme Court. This bill denies preventative health care, which is detrimental to the lifelong health and wellness of Texas women and ultimately Texas families. Instead of protecting Texas women, SB 1 puts more women at risk of late-term and illegal, unsafe abortions. It is my wish that our Senate spend more time making abortion unnecessary by passing legislation that actually protects Texas families. By expanding Medicare and access to birth control, by offering truthful and unbiased sex education to Texas students, and securing women equal pay for equal work. This is how we can actually protect Texas women. Not by limiting our reproductive rights, but by empowering Texans through education and economic opportunity. Please trust Texas women to make decisions that are right for their families and for themselves. Vote against SB 1. Thank you for your time and the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Melanie Tony?
Hi. My name is Melanie Tony, and I reside in Austin. I'm a constituent of Senator Watson, and I'm representing myself. I'm testifying against the bill. I've been a registered nurse for 24 years, and primarily in the emergency room and trauma setting. I'm also the mother of 3 children, including a 22-year-old young lady, so I'm representing her as well. Unfortunately, the focus of these discussions are weighing heavily on abortion, which, by the way, will never cease. They'll only move back into the hands of unqualified personnel in this mother's life. But what this bill will also do is close the clinics that offered affordable, free cervical and breast cancer screening, HIV testing and education, and contraception. Texas has the 3rd highest HIV numbers in the nation, and it also has the 2nd highest teen pregnancy rate. So watch how these rates will grow if indeed this bill passes, and this could possibly place Texas into a statewide healthcare crisis. Texas also has the highest rate of death of infants from child abuse. These rates stem from high child poverty, high teen birth rate, and low prevention services. Additionally, unwanted pregnancy occurs in victims of rape from the ages of 9 to 90. Rape is a violent crime, and the majority of the victims are physically abused as well. A victim of rape has already been violated of her basic human rights and dignity, and why remove more of her right to make decisions about her body? Or the burden of an unwanted child of a violent rapist. Only 39% of all rapes are reported due to social reasons, including shame and embarrassment. Therefore, the remaining are left unreported and possibly with unwanted pregnancies in need of services of these clinics. Texas has seen a surge of infant abandonment. There are unwanted newborns left to die in garbage cans and at our ER doors. There are already women taking their lives and severely harming themselves over the psychological damage of an unwanted pregnancy. And why increase these numbers? If you knew anything about women's health, would not put this bill up. We ask that you not infringe upon our constitutional rights, our basic human rights and decisions regarding our bodies. Lastly, a rape kit is for forensic evidence only. If you're going to put forward this bill in the name of women's health, we would expect that Representative Loudberg would have had that knowledge prior to introducing it.
Thank you. Isaac Gomez?
Hi. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's been a long day. My name is Isaac Gomez. I am 22 years old, and I am here representing myself in opposition to SB 1. I recently graduated from the University of Texas at Austin, and I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. According to your website, I am proudly represented by Senator Zaffirini, and I am happy to find that out this morning. I am here today to stand with Texas women. I fight for women not because they need me to, but because I can. I was here for 10 hours during the last 2 citizens filibusters listening to the hundreds of personal testimonies in opposition to similar bills under different names. I witnessed Representative Laubenberg refuse time and time again to defend her own bill because of what would seem to be her lack of understanding of what rape kits actually do when in the House gallery. And I was part of the unruly mob in the Senate chamber, listening patiently for 13 hours until I could be patient no more. And I'm here again today, and despite my government's feelings, my stance is unwavered. Like many of you, the idea of having an abortion isn't something I inherently understand. As a male gender person, I will never know the physical, mental, or emotional journey a woman will have to go to make that very personal, very private, and very difficult decision. 3 summers ago, a dear friend of mine, also from El Paso, found herself facing an unplanned pregnancy. I had just turned 19 years old, and she asked me to take her to an abortion clinic. I, like you, had very mixed feelings about the situation, but she didn't make this decision on a whim, and I knew she was going to go through with it with or without my support. So I picked her up, hugged her tighter than ever before, and I did the only thing I could do, be there for her. So I want to address all the men in the room now, and if you aren't looking at me, I respectfully ask you to do so. As a young Texas man, it is our civic duty to not decide what's best for Texas women, but rather be there for her and support her when she makes that choice for herself. We as men have an inherent privilege in the world and in this room, so I leave you with this. What are you going to do with it? Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here, for your testimony. Thank you to this whole committee, this whole panel.